My freshman year at UCLA was miserable, but with Dorian Thompson-Robinson graduating, I decided to turn down all of my transfer options and give the Bruins one more shot in my sophomore year. Now, I was starting the season as a second-string quarterback, but I was sitting behind Christian Grubb, who I felt like it was obvious I was more talented than. So in the first few practices of the year, I said, you know what? I'm just going to throw absolute piss missiles. And that's exactly what I did. I decided to show off my legs a little bit because that is the type of quarterback I am. I'm 6'8". I run like a gazelle out there, baby girl, throwing absolute ropes over the middle of the field. And I knew come week 4, it was time for me to fight for that starting job. Our team wasn't doing very hot, and off my back foot, we were able to hit it over the middle of the field, and our receivers are fighting for us. They need a new quarterback. Now, I was kind of pissed that the defense was doing backflips to deflect my passes, but it was what it was. We threw another rope and another rope to Jake Bobo as he catches my balls and put it in his mouth. We are the new starting quarterback, and it comes at a good time where the team is 0-3, and we're heading into play 0-3 Utah. We need a win here. This was just the second start of my career, where last year when I got a start, I ended up getting hurt super early and never saw the field again. Chip Kelly calls a read option to start off my season, and we get a nice gain of 11, throwing a defender off of us. A few plays later, we go with the quarterback draw right up the middle, and I realize that Chip Kelly wants to use my giraffe-like legs, and on our first pass play of the year, coming off a little play action, we're able to hit our tight end over the middle. Now, it's another drop back pass, so I'm able to roll out to the right side. We're going to be taking up that right sideline, and I will smartly go out of bounds. I'm not going to be taking the big hits like I used to, but first and goal, we take a huge sack, and I end up getting hurt and having to watch from the sidelines as we are able to score a touchdown, which is very nice. We're able to resume the game, though, before the first quarter ends, so I'm happy to be back in. Chip tried to call some goal line stuff on 3rd and 18, but I say, no, Chip, I got this, okay? Deliver an absolute laser to Logan Loya on the right sideline. An absolute, that's a hard throw right there. And my first passing touchdown of the sophomore year over the middle. I'm now 5 for 5 for 81 yards and a tutty. Up 14 with just over a minute to go. I deliver one of the best throws of my, not just the season, but of my career right there. We're up 21-17 now in the fourth. They ended up making a little bit of a comeback, but we use my legs to be able to kind of ice this game right here. A read option gets a huge gain, then another read option lets me prance into the end zone, and we have just changed this team, boys. We won our first start. Going into the following week, I just had to secure the position, so I'm going to drop some dimes. So my name is Danny, and I'm obviously the starter again after that. Now, we are 1-3 overall, but 1-1 in a conference. Obviously, not going to be going to any big-time bowl games, more likely than not, but maybe could fight for the conference. And it's going to start right here against this game in Colorado. We start off with a read option, get absolutely bagged, and then on 3rd and 10, Coach Kelly decides to run a halfback draw. I hate that call, and we get stopped. Our defense got a safety, and I deliver a dot to Pegan down the left seam, and then we deliver to Jake Bobo in the middle. A handoff, it gets our running back a rushing touchdown, and while I don't mind getting them some rushing touchdowns, I would like some stats myself. It's the fourth quarter right now, and it's 20-20. I'm leading a money drive right now. This is what the team needs. This is something that we would have lost a few weeks ago before I was a starting quarterback, and I am ready to deliver the goods. There's kind of a horse collar right there, but it doesn't get called. We kicked 3. I'm happy I was able to lead my team all the way down there. Wasn't able to score a tutty, but the defense stops the Hail Mary attempt, and we have just won another conference game. It's time for my 3rd start of the season. This is a huge game. I look sharp in practice, and we have to be able to beat Cal. We are in Berkeley, and we are delivering dots to begin this game. We're down 7-0 early, but a 3rd and 2 draw call gets blown up, and then on 4th and 4, Chip calls another draw. I'm losing my mind, man. I'm losing my mind. Down 7-0 still, though, in the second quarter, and this is where... yeah, now Chip is probably losing his mind at me. I thought I could fit it in over the backer. Gamble got up there and picked it. Great play by him, dude. I'm not taking any of the blame. Never take the blame, boys. Always deflect it. Down 10-0 right now. It's still a ball game, but I get hurt after taking a hit. I just cannot stay healthy, bro. And by the time I get back in the game, we're down 24-3. I am able to scramble to the right side and get a rushing touchdown, which is cool for the stat line, I guess, but... oh, that's my first loss as a starter. That disappointing loss moves us to 2-4 overall, and me 2-1 as a starter this year. Now, against Memphis, we're down 10 points with 2 minutes remaining. I tell my boys, get to the line, get to the line. We have no time here to be dinking around. We're looking for a seam. We're looking for anything deep. Need a little bit of help, and we're able to deliver a laser to Logan Loya. He's not able to get into the end zone. I say, get to the line, and deliver an absolute beam to Logan again to cut the lead down to just 3. We're able to get a stop, and they have to punt on 4th and inches. They could have went for the win, but they go for the punt because they are scared, and they put the ball in the hands of Scott Davidson. I roll to the right side, able to hit a deep crossing route, and on 1st and 10 with 25 seconds left, I want to force something. The old Scott Davidson would have forced something, but that was a disciplined throwaway, and Logan Loya again sprawling out, heels face down, booty up, but I say get to the line. Get to the line. 18 seconds left. Clock is ticking. Looking right side. Have the right seam. Bang! Touchdown. 2 seconds left. Memphis has to go for a Hail Mary. The defense forces a sack fumble. We recover. One of the most unlikely comebacks ever. We're able to win. This team has fight. This team has grit. My comeback, our comeback, was played on ESPN the entire week. I put the entire nation on notice. I finished as a player of the game with 300 total passing yards and 4 tutties. We legitimately feel unstoppable. And while we're playing a way better number 7 overall Oregon Ducks team with a tie ball game in the 4th quarter, 24-24 after Butterfield puts this kick up and through, Scott Davidson has another money drive. We hit the halfback over the middle of the field, and we are looking. We have so much time right here. Chip Kelly called 3 hitches and a slant. I hate his play calls, dude, but we're able to make something happen. Logan Loya getting us close to field goal range, able to hit another dot on the right sideline, and coach called a run play, so I just simulated it, and our halfback fumbled. Oh my gosh, we were able to get a stop as regulation expired, which forced OT. 1st and 10, our first play of OT gets blown up, and on 3rd and 14, nothing is open for the first down marker. I try to make something happen, but we try the throw off our back foot, couldn't get anything, and Bo Nix, 24-24, because our field goal kicker missed, scores a game-winning touchdown, and we lose. The rainy practices for this week were very fitting because we were all very sad. We just took the number 6 Oregon Ducks team all the way to the wire. If a fumble doesn't happen, we probably win, but we lost, and we're now 3-5 overall, and we've just got to find a way to get to 500 just to get bowl eligible. We're playing against Stanford, and we get things going early here on our first drive. 4th and goal, Chip calls a really good play. A lot of pressure off the left edge, but I'm able to show why I'm one of the best quarterbacks in the nation with my legs, and we ended up winning this game by 10. It was honestly, it felt like a blowout. It felt really good to be able to take a knee behind my center, and we win this game with relative ease, in my opinion. I was player of the game with really just a fine stat line, 255 yards and 2 total tutties. Our next week was against the 2-6 Arizona team, who we were able to beat pretty easily again, but our following week, we had to travel all the way to Scottsdale, and trying to avoid getting caught with some college honeys, we have to find a way to beat this ASU team. It was a back-and-forth game, and with just under a minute left in the 3rd, I found us trying to take the lead or at least tie the game on this drive. Back-to-back out routes to the right side got us deep into enemy territory, and with the 4th quarter right here, I throw the ball away just to give us some more life, but I take a bad hit to my knee. I twist it. I'm on the ground, and I have to go out for the rest of the game. I watch ASU run the rest of the clock out, and a game that I felt like we could have won, we lost. The injury wasn't too bad, as the next week I was back, but we had to take on our rivals, the USC Trojans. They were ranked so high, and this was a game that if we won, we'd remain bowl eligible, but if we lost, the season was over right here, and we were playing it on our home turf. We started with an option call that gets a huge yardage on the right side, and I throw an absolute beam over the middle, and he's fighting to get into the end zone, but he can't get there. We do it for a halfback toss into the right side of our running back to get a rushing touchdown. 7-7, and I think I'm going to have to deliver a shootout right here to be able to stay in the game. Pegan able to deliver it all the way down to the 3, and another rushing touchdown for a halfback. I like the stats for myself, but I don't mind getting other people involved sometimes. Now, over the middle of the field, an absolute laser to Jake Bobo. And up 31-17, Caleb Williams is trying to do everything he can to force a comeback. He's going to deliver an absolute rocket into the middle of the field, but it's picked off by the Bruins defense, and we are able to upset number 6 USC. We lost to number 6 Oregon Ducks. We beat USC, our big rivals, and we are so happy. We're still bowl eligible. We finished the season in the Pac-12, finished at 6, and with a 6-6 record, a whole lot of 6s on the field, and we are going to go on to the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl against the Boise State Broncos. This game was honestly a blowout for the most part. I delivered one of the best throws of my entire career to that right sideline at the end of half, and a read option with just over a minute left in the 4th quarter shows off how fast I am in one of the final games, possibly my final game ever in a Bruins uniform. We need the ball to end it, win by 17, and that is the end of the season. I finished with over 500 total yards and 6 touchdowns. We're so happy about the win. I'm happy for the seniors, but I'm wondering, is this my final game as a UCLA Bruin?